Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Things are going to be a little bit different around here now, for I have now become an influencer. This will be the final video that is shot on a Nikon. From now on, all of my videos will be shot on Leica. All of my studio shoots will be Leica. I will wear sunglasses indoors whenever I please. All the coffee that I drink will now be fair trade only. I will only shoot medium format digital. Henceforth, I will have a minimum of 3 assistants per shoot, 2 to hold my bags, 1 to push the shutter button for me. As a matter of fact, all of my photo shoots will be done on film from now on. Digital is for peasants. Okay, Jesus Christ, that's hot, and I can't see a damn thing in these sunglasses. Ugh. Okay, that is a lot better. It's not nearly as hot, and I was sweating up a storm. But in all seriousness, I was a little bit shocked when Zhiyun, the manufacturer of lots of lighting, gimbals and such, they reached out to me to review one of their lights. And first I thought, you sure you got the right guy? But I guess they did. So the light that I have to review is the Molus X60 RGB. And the main thing that you're going to notice at first about this light is, one, its size. It is tiny. It's probably the size of, I'd say, like maybe, I'd say about 3/4 or 2/3 of an iPhone as far as its length goes. And this grip comes off to make it even smaller. So it's very, very, very tiny and easily portable. The reflector comes off to make it even smaller. And this is that little reflector that I was talking about here, which is nice to get a little bit more direction into your lighting. It's got a little fan in the back, and the fan is not particularly loud. It's not really going to get in the way of your audio recordings unless, of course, you have it really, really close to a microphone. And then the sound is uniform enough that it's pretty easy to just get out in post-production. So what about power? Power is huge when it comes to LEDs. This is a 60-watt light, which for most applications is enough. Now, if you're going to need a light that is really good outside during the daytime, this probably is not going to work, only because any 60-watt light, not just this light, they're just not powerful enough when it comes to dealing with daylight. Where this light is really going to shine is going to be indoor use and at nighttime. At nighttime, a 60-watt light is going to be more than enough for most applications as far as getting you enough light for your scene. Or you could put this outside of a window, say, and shine it in, sort of replicating sunlight or moonlight. At nighttime, or in dim situations, this is going to be more than enough for those applications. But if you're looking to have a light that's going to be kind of a do-it-all at any time of the day, a 60-watt light realistically just isn't going to cut it. So let's talk about a few of the actual stats of this light. When you're using it in bicolor mode, it has a range from 2700 Kelvin to 6500 Kelvin. That's going to give you a nice range as far as color temperature for any scene. The CRI is 95, which is pretty reasonable for a light of this price point. As an RGB light, of course, you can make, various colors such as, your greens, your reds, your blues, all across the spectrum. So you can be creative with what you're doing. Because the unit is so small and open, the fan is very present on the back of the camera. So it's not very weather resistant, if at all. I would not splash water or get lots of dust anywhere near this thing. If it's going to be raining or splashing or really, really dusty somewhere, I would not go with using this light. One of the strangest choices that the manufacturer has made when distributing this light is they don't really include any way to mount it to anything. The light itself comes with a 1/4-20 port on it, which is great, but there's nothing in the kit that allows you to mount it onto a stand. So I had to go out and get one myself. I feel like that's kind of an oversight. I don't know why they wouldn't put some sort of mounting mechanism into the case for you to be able to bring that with you and use it in any kind of environment that you would like. There is a Bowens mount adapter that you can buy separately, but that doesn't come with the case that they sent me, so I'm really not going to review it as if it's there. The cheap fix is to get just some sort of cheap umbrella mount or some sort of mount with a swivel, put that onto the bottom of the light and you're good. But again, it's such a cheap part that I don't understand why they didn't include that in the packaging itself. So what did come in the package? Well, there's the main light itself, which is just this guy, the reflector that comes on it. There's an AC adapter, and then there's the battery unit. Now the battery unit is pretty cool because this is something that really easily just goes right onto the side of the camera, just like this. And now you can easily handhold the light, which is great if you've got an assistant or you've got someone that's helping you out. I really think that the design of this really lends itself to group work, to just going out for a run and gun. You've got one person on a camera, one person in front of the camera, maybe another person handling a little bit of light, and just run and gunning it. And I think that's really, really cool, and it's a smart design. The battery itself isn't particularly hardy. It does last about 40 to 50 minutes, depending on how much power you're draining from it. But it does have a little USB-C port on it, so if you've got a little brick, you can put that into the battery and continually charge it while you're doing your thing. So what does the light output on this thing actually look like? Well, I'm going to switch out my main light for the Molus and check it out. Now, as you can see, the light's pretty not good. But that's because they didn't provide me a Bowens mount, so I couldn't put my softbox on there. But this does look kind of like garbage. So I think I'm going to instead put an umbrella on there and see if we can kind of split the difference. Okay, so that should be a lot better. That is the Molus X60 RGB with a Photix soft lighter, which is one of my favorite modifiers in the world. So you'll probably see that it's a little bit softer and more flattering than the other light, not quite as hard of a shadow on this side, because it's just a really flattering, lovely modifier that I do like using a lot, but usually I'm too lazy to bust it out. But as you can see, for a YouTube video, this light is more than adequate. We've got, currently it's at about 75%, which is not bad. More than enough for most applications when it comes to head and shoulders, talking head sorts of things. So what about some of these effects and the colors? The green, I think, is kind of cool because that could be like a zombie kind of look, you know, if you're doing like a sort of a, you know, gross, sickly feeling. This is supposed to be fireworks. So I guess it just kind of pops in various colors. This is supposed to be police car, and I'm not really sure where the blue is. I guess maybe in China, where this light comes from, you know, there are only red lights maybe on police cars, but regardless, lots of red. Okay, so a little bit of a different scenario here. I wanted to do kind of a demo of showing you in mixed lighting conditions what a 60-watt light can do, and why, even though it's not the most powerful light in the world, it still can be used to make a nice, pleasant, very natural looking image. So this is what it looks like just in this room in my house. And I've got windows that are kind of behind the camera and to camera right. And I've got a couple of other windows that are kind of behind me back here. And as you can see, it's nice. It's a pretty pleasant look, but I'm still a little bit dark here. And what I'm going to attempt to do is wrap the light around myself so that it looks like, as an extension of the room, there's just another window that is right here. And a little bit of a kiss of light is enough to accomplish that. So let's see what it looks like when I have the light on. Now, as you can see, all of a sudden I've got a lot more light on my face, but it looks like it belongs with the rest of the environment. It doesn't look like I'm being lit externally, which is the goal. You don't want to draw attention to the lighting. If you don't see the lighting, then you're good to go. And for this next look, what I'm going to do is just go into my bathroom, and I'm going to be setting up this light. I'm not sure if it's going to be right here or not, but it's just, let me flip this around here for you. So you can see it's just a regular bathroom upstairs. Here's the light. And we're going to set this up and try to create something a little bit more tense. We're going to use the, we're going to leverage the RGB portion of this to kind of make it look like there is something ominous going on. So let's see if we can pull that off. Okay, so the idea of this one is just going to be like, you know, after a long night of drinking or mayhem or something like that, you know, I gotta wash my face. So I'm in the bathroom and I'm just going to splash some water on my face, and under this sickly green light that's being provided to us by the Molus X60 RGB. So let's see how it does. Wow. What do you think? Cinematic? Yes, no? One of the cool things about this light is, like some of its competitors, it has an app that you can control the light remotely, and it makes it really, really easily. I definitely love the color settings right here. You can really dial in your color really nicely, and it has some presets in there that make it really easy. So if I hit green or orange, blue, fuchsia, darker blue, and red if you want to be quick, or you've got this at the bottom here where you can just select what color you want from there. There's also a nice feature, CCT pair. So if I use this, I can actually just hold up a gray card and it will match the existing light in the room to the Molus. So that makes it really handy if you've got a bunch of mixed light sources and you want to kind of fine tune and make it not so obvious that you're using different brands or different kinds of light sources. Another really neat feature in here is the gel mode. So if you wanted to do, say, a full CTB, you can just tap it and that'll come up. If you wanted to do a full CTO, right there, 3/4, half, quarter, down to 1/8 CTO. So which is pretty cool. It's like, so you can really kind of fine tune your gel preferences. So if you're used to using gels, this is a really neat way of working, and it's pretty seamless with the rest of your lighting. The version of the light that they sent me is the combo, and it has most of what you need to get started with the light. However, as I said earlier, there is no way to mount the camera with any sort of swivel or tilting mechanism unless you get something separately. Also, there is no Bowens mount that is included. You can pick up a Bowens mount. I think it's an extra 30-something bucks, which is not bad. However, for the price point, I do believe that they probably should have included some way to mount it in a little bit more of a versatile way. Which brings me to the one sticking point, is the price. This unit, as configured, is $329, which for an RGB light is not bad, but it's not really great either. At least give me some way to tilt the light and put it onto a light stand, outside of just screwing it on and have it point one direction. I think that would have added a lot more value to the item. So would I purchase one? Yeah. Absolutely. I really think that this is a very versatile light that could be used in a variety of situations, especially if you're a run and gunner or you're going to be sticking mostly indoors or in lower light scenarios. Of course, in broad daylight, this light isn't going to do anything, so it's not going to be great for that. But for select scenarios and for mostly indoor work, I think it's going to be great. And it's really nice to have a light that is small enough to be able to really just throw into your bag and take with you. It's kind of a no-brainer. If you are interested in the light, there are links below to pick it up. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.